All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got a very interesting episode today. Well, I'd say interesting, but it's kind of more of the same, and you'll understand what that means by the end of it, hopefully. I'm joined once again by Coolshirt, as usual.
Hello.
Yeah. Coolshirt, out of everyone that I know, you're probably the best when it comes to this topic, because you're more versed in the tabletop version of this. But
yes. Well, and gaming as well.
yeah. But I say this more along the lines of, well, I assume that the people can read, and that's why they've clicked on this. So, has Warhammer peaked, Coolshirt, as a franchise? Let's just get that out of the way.
I feel like it probably. I don't know if it's peaked. I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger, and maybe that bubble might burst eventually.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I mean, overall, I feel like the hobby is getting more and more people in it, especially like the tabletop hobby. But same with the gaming hobby as well, like with like Warhammer Dark Tide, and like specifically with 40K. I mean, I'm not really talking Age of Sigmar or anything like that, but like the 40K side is very big ever since Space Marine 2. I think that one was the biggest like hit.
Yeah. You could argue that it should have won Game of the Year when it came out.
I don't know about that, but I mean,
You could...
I do think it deserved some level of like recognition because it was a really solid game and a breath of fresh air from like other titles. But to be fair, it had some stability issues. So yeah,
Everything has stability issues in terms of games nowadays, though. You got to give it that. No, but
yeah, that's why nobody's playing Monster Hunter anymore.
That's only part of the reason. No, I asked this question because online, like recently, you have seen a lot of people that, of course, some are engagement farming, some are clickbait farming, things of that nature, that are saying that it's being taken over by, however you want to put it, tourists, people that don't care about the IP, things of that nature. And we see it boiling over recently with the female custody models that were just revealed. I believe these are for 30K, not for 40K, but I mean...
But they're going to be used for 40K.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... most things released for 30K are just end up on the 40K tables.
Yeah. And I'm going to put this out there right now so that if people want to click off of this video, they can.
Oh boy.
I don't have a horse in this race, and I'm personally all right with it.
Yeah, you're a pussy.
But hold on. I'm okay with the idea of the integration of like females into custodies as well as into Space Marines, which we'll get into that.
They were already there, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but no. My issue is the way that it has been done. I don't like these huge retcons, and we've seen stuff like this happen with Star Wars. We've seen it happen with Lord of the Rings at this fucking point too. Like, name a big franchise, and it's probably been done, where they just go back and they lazily retcon something. And
pretty much every big franchise that's ever, soared through the sky.
Yeah. So
like every big major TV show, every beloved like franchise, movie, television show, game, you name it.
Yeah. And there's the common buzzwords that people use, there's culture war, there's woke, there's identity politics. And yes, there is some...
They're just gay.
Yeah, like there's some form of that into it. What it comes down to, in my opinion, is just laziness and pandering. Somebody, a higher up said, hey, we think that if we do this, we can make money. And that's what it comes down to, You get a Kathleen Kennedy, for example, into a position of power with Lucasfilm, and you get the quote, the Force is female. And of course, you've seen what's come out, since then. And this applies to Warhammer as well. And I've always had the belief that if your IP or whatever that you're a fan of gets incredibly popular, you better have enjoyed the hell out of it before that, because there is nothing good that comes from popularity other than more people to engage with in the fandom. That's it. because it invites, I would argue, some of the most vile like marketing tactics, the most vile people that just take advantage of the good sides of communities. Look at Pokemon with their scalping issue. That's absolutely ravaged that community, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can see it for Warhammer coming. Today, it's female custodies have always been there. Where does it stop afterwards, you know?
I mean, it's obviously going to progress to female Space Marines, and that they were always there.
Yeah.
That's the clear, like, setup.
And you want to know, honestly, what something like that kind of reminds me of in true, like, fashion here? It's when, and there's going to be a lot of Star Wars references here, but remember when Disney bought Lucasfilm, and they one of the first things they did was just basically decanonize the
entire extended universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like that. It feels like just an absolute slap in the face is the nicest way to put it to people who are invested in lore.
No, let's stop being pussies. They're just slapping us with their fucking schlongs, bro. Like they're like beating us with their meat.
But the thing is, they don't have that to do it. Most of this comes from your average.
Well, they got strap-ons. I mean, come on, let's get real.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, come on, let's get real here.
You've seen the diaper furries.
Oh God, yeah, because you're all leaking.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I don't know. You have engaged with the tabletop side of the hobby a lot more than I have.
Yeah, most people don't give a shit about that part of the lore at all. And the only ones that do are the biggest assholes in the community and typically don't make that many friends.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos of like those kinds of people being made.
But they're rare. I'll be real. Like those are rare people in the community. Like at least in the area that I'm in. And
yeah,
I travel to go play at a lot of events and stuff.
Yeah.
And I rarely run into people that are like, oh my gosh, it has to be like either like lore accurate or they're like obsessed with like the female Custodes things. But like even then, you rarely even run into a Custodes player anyways. Like most of the time, those are rare breeds as well. But I mean, they're a good army. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It has less to do with, you know, the tabletop 100%. We'll talk about why, in my opinion, that aspect is also to me going downwards.
All right, change my mind. Best tabletop players, at least like on average, at least in terms of energy, is the orc community. They're pretty great.
No, you're 100% right.
If I ever started a Xeno's army, it would be orcs. It's just because of how fun their shit is.
I have Tyranids, but I can't start them because I'm not a biological female. So yeah.
Okay. All right, buddy. All right. All right.
I'm not a chick. I can't play Tyranids.
You can't field Clarence on the table?
No, I can't. I can't field my boy Clarence. Well, you know.
Oh man. Poor Clarence.
Yeah. No, but the thing is too is it feels so half-assed. It really, really does. And it feels like their target, like it's always with these people, it's always a specific target for what they choose to say, okay, we're going to go and retcon this one or two things. And they say it's for diversity. They say it's for, you know, all of that stuff. But it never is. And did you actually know that the actual female like wing of the Adeptus Custodes, the Sisters of Silence, are being quietly removed as well? So what I mean by they're being quietly removed as well is they are being removed from the website and things of that nature. And it's a real shame, you know, Coolshirt, because the Sisters of Silence were actually cool, but now that they are retconning female Custodes, that they're
no longer cool. Yeah, now they're just kind of like unspecial.
Well, no, it's not that they're unspecial. They're quietly being phased out.
Are they?
Yes, they're actually other than their models, which are still for sale. They have no what's it called presence on the Warhammer website.
Interesting.
So we could see that being completely phased out
Like
at some
Keldor
point.
Drago, the freaking Sisters of Silence, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
But like, why though?
because it's not about,
I
you
guess
know.
it was inconvenient for the because what are you talking about? I see a bunch of them on the store still.
No, they're still on the store, but
Yeah.
lore wise, they're being written out.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about that.
yeah.
Interesting.
So
It's kind of an odd choice, especially since they're like kind of a very powerful tool of the Imperium, considering their anti-psychic abilities.
yeah, there's also a lot of people that have been wanting new models for them for a very long time, and it feels like a slap in the face, you know, by doing this. And we're gonna pivot over to like the media and the tabletop side here in a sec. But one last thing that on this topic is it's so damn lazy. Like those models are it genuinely feels like the last minute when these models were being designed, someone came in and said, "Hey, give it a female head," and that's all they did.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what they did. Yeah,
Yeah, it
pretty
gives
much all they ever do, though. To be fair, is they just like they put out the bare minimum quality of like stuff, and they charge extra for it. Like their prices have consistently gone up, while the quality of some of the miniatures has kind of gone down, in my opinion.
oh
At least
no,
for some of the resculpts. Like the last good wave of like, especially like in the Space Marine refreshes. Like the last good one, in my opinion, was probably the Space Wolves. But Blood Angels got like totally destroyed.
yeah, Space Wolves got a really nice range.
Dark Angels was really good. Templars was amazing. But damn, like poor Blood Angels.
Yeah, I mean, pivoting to like that. Why do you think 3D printing's on the rise, like everywhere?
Because nobody wants to pay the ridiculous, like nobody wants to pay $90 for 3 models.
Yeah, $90 for 3 models, $60 for one in most cases.
Yeah.
As well as, in my opinion, the biggest killer also, the rules are, and the way the rules are distributed for the tabletop game nowadays are absolutely awful, in my opinion.
Okay. And I mean, you haven't played the tabletop game other than like Kill Team in a while.
I have not played 10th edition since they reintroduced Deathwatch. I played 2 games with it. But the main reason for me in not wanting to play, other than I don't like 10th edition, I don't like the way that GW has been. It feels like GW has kind of adopted a gotcha mentality, like a gotcha game, or like how to also describe this, a DLC kind of incentive for like a video game sense, where they release a new model or a new, okay, let's not be frank, they release a new Ultramarine and
Okay.
and that Ultramarine is really good relative to everything else that's released. And there is the Echo Chamber, of course, and I'm making fun of Ultramarines, but it does very much feel like you're adding new models just to make them overpowered so that people rush and buy them, you know?
Well, they're the bread and butter faction. They're the poster child.
Well, no, it's not just Ultramarines.
I don't really feel like the balance or the meta or anything has really been a big problem, even with Ultramarines, because ultimately, like, no matter how good Ultramarines ever get, only like a handful of players are ever skilled enough to actually reach those top tables with that army, anyways, because it's a very technical army that requires a good bit of skill.
Yeah, so. I mean, I do agree with you. One, I'm just using the Ultramarine example as just to make fun of them, because remember when.
But I would like to disagree with you though on the overall like balancing of the game. I do think that that's not been a big problem this edition. I think compared to 9th edition, it's been a lot more new player friendly to get into the game and not really have to change up your entire faction every 5 minutes because of like what new trend is coming on.
I mean, I've heard and seen some stories online and within forums of people that, you know,
unless you're a Tyranids player, but that's a completely different story.
Yeah, that's
or Black Templars, depends on like you either get one buff or you're good, and you're another nerf and you're completely at the bottom of the leaderboards.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
And everyone knows that to be honest. I don't know why it is. It seems like Blood Angels are more popular than Ultramarines.
I don't know. They probably are. I mean, even Dark Angels is more popular than Ultramarines in some aspects.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been getting back into collecting firstborn models, like the stuff that they're slowly phasing out. That's a different topic for a different day. And just seeing a lot of these like old sets, and it's like, wow, I didn't know Blood Angels had their own tactical squad with like their own special little bits. I didn't know they had their own kit for Stern Guard veterans as well.
Actually, a lot of the different chapters had their own.
Yeah, like what's it called? Black Templars had their
Black Templars had their own.
Yeah, Black Templars had their like special little sword brethren. The Dark Angels, of course, had their special bikes and their special speeder, right? They had their.
We had a lot more than that.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying stuff that's been like phased out.
Legends.
Yeah,
I mean phased out. The only thing that's really been phased out was the OG bike squads.
I mean more from the store, by the way, not like the tabletop game in specific.
I mean, both. It's both. Like the original book, because they got replaced by Outriders. Or at least they used to exist at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What else was it? There was the the old like Deathwing characters. Those all got phased out for Terminators. So completely just disappeared. So that is it like that's like over 300 points of models. Just it disappeared out of your army.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, that was fun.
You now have to either just get rid of or you proxy it as something else.
And then the land speeders, but it's not even just the land speeder character, but it's the land speeders themselves. I have like 6 of those things, and 2 of them were built as the character model, and I can't run any of them anymore. So I just clip the meltas off and put them on other vehicles.
There you go. I know I've never used land speeders. I hear that there's one that's really good right now.
Is there? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, supposedly like one of the land speeders is decent.
It's probably the one that gives you like +1 to wound or something.
Probably something of that nature.
It's probably that one, just because like if you're running not Ultramarines, it gives you the full Oath of Moment buff that they get for normal Space Marines if you just attack the Oath target.
Yeah. Well, and the one of the main reasons why they say that it's you say that it's simpler, and overall I do agree that most data sheets are like 100% simpler now, like nowadays. But the thing
there were like 300 stratagems.
I remember I played 9th edition. Yeah,
I still have the books. It was bad, dude.
But I know also that there are some people that they get into the hobby, right? And these quote unquote streamlining things that they've done, it comes down to people can't read. They make it to where they build
people can't read, but there's still armies that have like bricks of text for their abilities.
Yeah, somebody goes and builds their little army with like, let's say your army can only have, or your unit can only have 1 flamer in it, and they're like, I want to make an all flamer squad. You can't, So it's streamlined, yes, but maybe when you streamline stuff, it kind of gets rid of the depth that makes these games kind of cool. But I do understand that nobody wants to play a 4-hour plus fucking game of Warhammer, But I also can say that if you don't fucking read your fucking book that you're paying $60 to plus for, that's redundant after the first fucking update, you shouldn't probably be playing the game.
Or just don't buy the book.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, but you really don't need the books. Like, I've gone to so many tournaments and they've never asked me to pull up my book.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you have your rules in some capacity, which
there's free ways to get the rules.
And hundreds of free ways to get it. Or you can just buy the Warhammer Plus subscription and be just pay the big man and get all the rules that way. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
It all comes back to subscription services, doesn't it?
I mean, that's like the pussy way out if you want to go that route, or just print off the sheets of paper online. That's another way you could do it.
Yeah, just print it out.
So that's how we used to do it in 9th edition. Is just print out pieces of paper and put them in a binder. Cheap, done.
Yeah, that's what I did. I think I laminated mine too.
I just put them in the page sleeves.
Yeah, I just laminated it because I know how to laminate things. So.
It's not that hard to laminate things. I just
for some people it is.
It's not hard. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for us maybe, but go and ask some like.
Yeah, anyone else in my generation. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was born with the newest debuff being born in 19 something. You know, it's the newest debuff now, so I know how to do things that are
All right,
pointless.
Grandpa. So shut the fuck up. And let's move on to the right topics here.
You're right. So that's the table. The continuing with the tabletop thing. Look, for me, it's imbalanced. I don't enjoy it. Like my ways of balancing are completely different from everyone's. You know that you're always gonna have that.
So wait, what's your way of balancing? That doesn't make any sense.
I just don't agree with certain things being at the top. Is what I mean. You know.
Like the leaderboards of like competitive 40K constantly change.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't care about quote unquote competitive 40K, and I will never.
Matter. Yeah, then it doesn't matter.
No, it's
if
still
you're just playing casual. Then it doesn't. It doesn't
no.
affect
It
the rules
still
of, like,
matters
casual
the same way that competitive video, like what's it called, esports affects regular matches of like multiplayer PvP. It
you
affects.
Give me Imperial Agents Codex, I'll be the worst player of Death Guard on the tabletop, and I'll do it with a fucking smile on my face.
Is that
I don't care.
Is that a challenge?
I don't. That's not even a challenge. I'll do it, and guess what? I won't even look at what the fucking army rule is.
I'll give you a challenge. I'll give you a real challenge. The worst Knights player in the world, you're running Imperial Agents. You think you can win?
Yeah, I got it. Yep. Yep. It's not even gonna be close.
You think you could? I want you to table them.
I'll take fucking fixed secondaries and win.
I want you to table them. Turn one.
I don't know.
I don't think you can actually do that.
I can win though. You know how I can do it? You're forgetting the part about Imperial Agents where I'm just gonna slap a Titan on the fucking table.
You can only use things in the codex.
I can only use codex.
Yeah, you can only use stuff in the codex.
Oh my god. Oh shit. That's good. Okay. All right. If I have to use the codex shit, the army doesn't work with the codex though. That's like the whole problem with Imperial Agents.
Yeah,
the fact that the codex sucks. There's nothing good in that codex.
Yeah.
The best unit in that entire codex is Deathwatch veterans, but they're not even good. Like they're better in Deathwatch itself.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing. There's certain things that shouldn't exist, but if they don't exist, it's like one of those never-ending problems. The codex doesn't exist, so then you've got models floating around that need rules that you can't get in the codex, and someone's gonna bring it out and be like, "Yeah, this model does this," and it's just a real big pain in the ass.
It's not that big of a pain in the ass because, like, especially if you go into like a big tournament.
Once again, I'm not talking tournament.
But like even like if you just go to like a casual store, like at like a normal GW store, and you just bring like a certain model and ask if you could proxy it, usually the guy running the store is cool with it.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it for fun, like that's the thing about it. That's the thing that people get so like stressed about. Like there's competitive 40K where there's like specific rules and like standards that you have to meet in order to actually compete. Because it is a very serious hobby and everybody takes it seriously. So, you know, in order to respect everyone else's time, you do need to have a well-painted army and everything like that. That way everybody's on an even playing field. And it's just, it's cool. I like that. I mean, I like the fact that everybody's passionate about painting their armies, even if it is poorly painted. I've seen some really interestingly painted armies.
Look, I'm one of those people who's played games.
Hey, mine's one of the bad ones. Trust me. Don't worry. I know that.
I'm one of those people that I've played a game with somebody who was like, "Hey, I want to run a what's it called, a Redemptor Dreadnought, but I only have the base." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, base is good enough."
I've done that before with friends. Yeah, like that's totally fine. Like I got a buddy who runs Tau and whatnot, and like he was just too lazy to buy all the Forge World models, so he was testing out like the data sheets before he bought it, and so he just slapped a base on the table and was just testing it out with that.
Yeah,
and we just took just like a stick and like a little bit of like Play-Doh and just used that as like the height. That was literally it. We had the Twig Tau unit on the board.
I mean, I always run a Dreadnought, so like I knew exactly how tall it was.
I mean, that's fair. I actually haven't run a Dreadnought in a long time.
I mean, I don't run Redemptor. I have two, but I run Ballistas.
The Ballistas is the only, well, it's not the only good option. Redemptors are still good. It's just Ballistas is the affordable anti-tank option for Space Marines. So everybody spam. I don't have any, and I don't really care. So
yeah, you can live without it.
I do not plan on buying them. No, I don't need them. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, you also have like a Gladiator Lancer. You have everything.
You say a Gladiator Lancer. I have 3.
Yeah, I know. I have 1. So, and you want to know what mine looks
I have
like?
Repulsor Executioners. I have a shit ton of Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I have a Brutalis. I got tons of shit.
I have
What does yours look
more.
like?
I have more firstborn tanks than I do
Can
like.
I have some of your Predators, dude? I don't
No,
have any
those
of
are
those.
mine.
Aw.
Those are my. I have 2 Predator tanks. Those are mine.
I have a total of 0 Predator tanks,
They
and
are.
I'm considering buying the like Horus Heresy one,
Yeah.
specifically just because it's slightly cheaper. Because like it's only like $70 or $60 instead of like that $90 to like $80 that the price point for the 40K one, which is like ridiculous. And
Yeah.
it's like
It
the same
is.
freaking model. Like it just has one extra like weapon option, and if I just magnetize it, it's like, oh wow, I got everything. Cool.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what you really should do?
What?
Just
not buy it.
No, like that's one.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I'll just buy another a Forge Fiend.
You could do that. Dude, just get a Rhino or whatever, and then like 3D print like something that you can just slap on top of it.
You know, whenever the Lancers were out of stock, I thought about doing that for my Impulsors because I have a ton of Impulsors, and I was like, what if I just slapped like the top of the tank on top of that bitch and just called it a Gladiator Lancer?
I have seen so many people just like make things out of like thin plastic or like I think it's like styrene or something like that.
And why would I do that when I got a homie who has a resin printer?
Yeah, exactly.
I just send him the file. Like it's like, you think I got time to mold clay? Yeah, right.
It's not molding clay. They come in sheets.
Yeah, I know.
And you just cut it.
Shit.
Oh, no, but that might be too hard for you because it involves, you know, using brain for numbers. You're a Black Templar, you know. You're Black Templar main. That's hard.
You see, that would make sense, but you know, I do know how to use numbers, so that's not true.
All right, well there you go. That's the tabletop side of it. So let's.
Hey man, I own a tally man for Death Guard, and he's the number boy. So
somebody's got to keep count.
Exactly. You got to keep count on the skills.
And then there's the final part of this. The part that it's funny because out of everything, I'd argue the tabletop is probably the safest it'll be, even if like Warhammer and GW collapses, tabletop will be fine, you know?
Yeah.
But it's the media division. This is where everything bad seems to seep in from, you know?
I mean, like the only bad like media that I feel like we've gotten is like, I didn't really care for the Hive Scum, but ultimately it was just because it's like a Necromunda thing they just threw into Darktide. I mean, it's not like a bad thing for the setting or anything. It's just, it's not my vibes.
It's, don't you ever make fun of the Emperor's favorite Fent head ever again.
I will. I absolutely will. Yes.
No, I say that because like there's so many. Of course, the first female custody was seen in a little Warhammer short story that they animated. There's all
everybody
of
hated.
Yeah. There's all of the things that GW has done in terms of like claiming everything and putting it on their subscription service.
Yeah.
Which, to my knowledge, people only buy whenever there's a model that they like. Then they buy the model and they cancel their subscription.
I just get it secondhand and a lot.
Yeah,
that's all what I do. If there's like a special model that like ever comes out, I'm like, ooh, I want that one. I just wait for it to go secondhand on eBay.
I think I only have one, and that's
I have the World Eaters one. That's the only one I actually own.
I have the Kazakh.
That one was like back in like middle of 9th edition. That's how old that one is.
Yeah, I have the Kazakh. Oh no, I also have some like super special Space Marine that you can't.
I kind of want to get that one sister model that was like going around a few months, like maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. I don't know.
There's a lot of really nice sisters models, but the games themselves, like you and I both enjoy. I enjoy Darktide and Space Marine 2. I know you enjoy it. I enjoyed Space Marines 1.
I enjoy Space Marine 2 less now. I don't know what it is about the game, but it just feels very empty.
No, I'm with you on that. But there's a lot of people that, and specifically people that I think have focused. It's a lot easier to really nitpick a lot, like certain things when that's the only thing you do, like, you know, like YouTubers or reviewers that only specialize in like one little niche, you know. So if your niche is like Space Marine 2, it's really hard to be like, there's not enough content for this game, you know. And it's like, is it there's not enough content, or is it that you're playing it too much? Kind of like what killed Destiny 2 a little bit.
I honestly, it might have been what it was for Space Marine 2, is that I think me and you might have just played it too much, and we flew too close to the sun.
Yeah. Though it does have a lot of issues. People have a lot of issues with the balancing of the game and things of that nature. They feel like it's being... There are fears in the community that with the changes that are being made to the game right now, with the monetization changes that are coming and things of that nature, that they're gearing Space Marine 3 to be a true live service game, you know?
Oh yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that as well.
And
I don't like it, but I mean,
I don't like it either. And there's, of course, a lot of people that have issues with the current state in Darktide and just how Darktide is ever since launch. But they also compare it to Warhammer, like Vermintide 2. And when it comes to 40K and when it comes to the other Warhammer, you know, worlds, I'll say this. The Warhammer worlds and Age of Sigmar and all those other ones, they have to be good products. They have to give you more than 40K does because they're not the popular child in this sense, you know? So they actually have to try hard. They have to kind of force you a little more to engage with them than 40K does. It's one of the reasons why the models are so expensive. It's one of the reasons why people complain that, like, hey, the quality of the model, the details, like, they're kind of disappointing, you know?
Yeah.
It's because GW knows that 40K doesn't have to try. You know, there's a reason why they can sell you 5 models for $60 now than why they were selling you 10 for 40 back in like 5th and 6th edition, you know? And it's the same thing with the games now too. You know, like the games and the shows, they don't have to give you as much because, to be honest, with the kind of fans that they're bringing in, with the wider scope that's coming in, it's like, all right, put Blue Pikachu in there and make him kill shit. And people will be like, oh my God, look, Titus is absolutely destroying these insert whatever enemy, you know?
Yeah.
And that leads to my personal, like, little hot, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I like Space Marine 1 more than I like Space Marine 2.
Is it because of the orcs?
Yes.
Honestly based.
That Grimskull, I'm pretty sure, whatever his name was like my favorite character. But it's worrisome, in my opinion, because now that you have identity politics seeping in, and it's been that way for a while, you know, it makes it's why people are afraid. Like, they don't want this to become the next Star Wars. They don't want this to become the next, you know, Gears of War or Halo, where you have lazy writing that cares more about what's in between a character's, like, legs or the color of their skin, you know?
Yeah.
And they, like, with all of these shows that are coming for Warhammer too, you know, the Henry Cavill stuff that they keep saying, like, at what point are we not going to get like a Horus Heresy, you know, mini series? And I mean, imagine how up in arms do you think people would be if they made Sanguinius black, you know?
Pretty up in arms.
Exactly. And it
doesn't really make any sense.
Exactly. You understand that it makes sense, but these people don't care. And those are the people that are coming into, you know, they see, hey, we already have the money from your standard Warhammer fan. What we need to do is we need to keep profits growing. So how do we do that? Well, it's very, very simple in terms of the analytics and what the paper says. There's a group of people that say that we would buy in, we would join your community if you did X, Y, or Z. That's why you get a lot of games and TV shows, or spin-offs specifically, in TV shows and movies that don't feel like they're made for said fan base. They feel more like general overall, like the Halo show, for example. It feels like bad sci-fi, you know?
Yeah.
Because they already know Halo fans are going to watch it. It's the same thing with Warhammer fans. Like, it's all right. So we need to add female inclusivity, but we're not going to do it the correct way, you know? And there have been some great Warhammer stories like recently, like the one with the salamander and the Sisters of Battle was great. There's been a bunch of like guardsman ones that are really good.
Yeah, but like the best one I've seen so far though was definitely that like what was it, the Titus one? I don't even know what it was called. Secret Level?
The secret level, the Titus one was great.
It was nuts. I don't know how why it went so hard, but that was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's partly because you're invested in the character.
Yeah, I think it is. Just as like, but like also the animation was nuts.
Yeah.
For like the CG and everything, it's crazy.
You had that, and you always worry that the next thing's going to be the one thing that brings it all down, and that's not a good place for the fandom to be. And it's kind of like Nintendo. It's like Bungie. It's like Lucasfilm. It's like all and Disney as well. The only one that can truly kill their IP is at this point GW, and of course whoever holds the IP. You know.
Yeah.
And funny enough, to wrap this up, I don't think identity politics is going to be the thing that kills it. I think it's going to be greed. I genuinely think that the pricing is going to be what pushes people out.
It's already so bad that it like the fact that like people are still playing this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Like it is ridiculous how bad the pricing is.
And it's only going to get worse.
Oh yeah, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse.
And there's excuses, mind you, but we've always seen companies raise their prices. They never reduce their prices. When times are bad, they raise prices. When times are good, prices stay the same.
I was gonna say they don't do anything.
Yeah.
When times are good, they just keep the price the same.
Yep.
And then when they're bad, they just go whoop, increase that price real quick.
I don't know. That's about all I've got on it. I personally think Warhammer's peaked. I think with Dawn of War 4 also coming out, and Warhammer 40K. What's it called? Dawn of War 40K, right? No.
Dawn of War 4 and Total War Warhammer
Total
40K.
War. I'm such a fake fan.
Yeah, I can tell. Anyways.
Yeah. I play Death Watch, people.
What a fucking loser.
I know.
Can't even name his own games.
Yeah. I don't play RTSs right now. No, but one of them's going to be bad. You can already tell, but whoever's making those trailers, chef's kiss. They probably hired somebody that Bungie fired, because Bungie made some amazing ass trailers.
You're not wrong, honestly.
Like, dude, even when Bungie was pumping out pure garbage, nowadays their trailers are dog shit because no one works there anymore. The trailers are so good, and that's how I feel with these new games. But that's more of a gaming industry thing and not really a GW thing, you know?
Yeah.
So, do you have anything you want to add to this?
I think that Games Workshop or James Workshop, whatever you want to call them, are just gonna keep steaming away at the 11th edition launch with like all this new content and stuff like that. They're probably gonna piss off the fans even more. Probably do damage control and then do it again, just like they do every other year. So it's kind of been a cycle over the last few years I've been into the hobby. So
yeah,
but yeah, for all my 40K fans out there, stay frosty.
There you go. On that note, thank you everyone for listening in. There's the link to Spotify. There's our Twitter, other social media stuff. There's, of course, the algorithm stuff, the liking, the commenting, the subscribing. I genuinely want to know, am I just like dooming and glooming over here with Warhammer? Yep. Yeah, probably.
Yep. Yeah.
Please tell me about it. I might respond. Other than that, take care of yourselves and have a good one.